Give it a second. Give it a second. All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello and welcome to the TB Valorant League Season number 3, Week number 3 matchup between Kai's Femgang and WeJOTFP. I'm here with my color commentator, Haddock. And Haddock, we have ourselves a heck of a matchup here between these two teams that have fought valiantly so far this season. We're going to be playing on Lotus for this first map here. What is your insight going into this matchup between two teams that desperately need to get a win?
Yeah, it's been a hard start to the season for both of these teams. Anybody that's not named D&D Club has had a rough start to the season, but comp-wise, what I want to see from Lotus, what I feel like we haven't seen a lot of, is that we want to see better use of smokes and blinds. It feels like everybody's just kind of giving up when we get to these large open area fights, and I'm liking the comp that I'm seeing from the side of WeJOTFP. I think that the Brimstone and the Reyna work really, really well together. On the other side, this is a composition we really haven't seen. I like seeing both of these teams kind of commit to this Brimstone comp, but on the other side, I do really, really like having that Phoenix kind of playing as an initiator, and then having the controller, the Sentinel be Cypher. This is looking like a really, really good setup. Both of these comps are really easy to execute. It's just going to come down to who hits their shots more.
Absolutely. Going through each team here, we're going to have Zay on the Cypher. For these defenders, we're going to have Storm on, well, Reyna, I believe, but once we get the camera back towards the defenders, we'll be able to figure out which each side is. But for the attackers here, we do have Coke on Reyna. There we go. We've got Coke on Reyna. We've got Gooby on Brimstone. Waylay is going to be Oreo. We're going to have Richard on KJ and Che on Gecko. For the other side, it's going to be Zay on Cypher, Ben on Brimstone, Caden on Fade, Kai on Reyna, and Storm on Phoenix here. So game number 1 here on Lotus, about to get underway here in week number 3 between WeJOTFP and Kai's Femgang. It's going to be an A-sided push to start things off here. There is the blind out from Che, but nothing going to hit it there. Oreo going to be getting this dash ready here. He's going to go up. He's going to hit in. He's going to see Storm. Get some damage dealt on Storm there. Is going to get back out of there. Then now they go into tree here. This is where Caden's going to have to try and fight them. Wow, look at Kai saving. Caden's able to get one as well. There's Kai with the second one. Oreo is able to get Caden. Kai with a third. It's all up to Richard now. Only has a bandit. Kai's going to sneak behind. Richard has no idea. Richard's stuck in the smoke. Kai doesn't even know. They're just looking in opposite directions. Now Kai's going to figure it out. Kai's going to see him right behind. And Kai with 4. As it's going to be Kai's Femgang that take the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that's just a great retake from them. Or honestly, it doesn't even get to that retake phase. They just kind of stop them from getting onto site. A single smoke is enough to prevent the entirety of WeJOTFP from pushing. And they all funnel into Tree Room, and it's Kai that picks them all apart. Kind of a funny scenario there at the end where they didn't know where each other were. But this is just a great start from the side of Kai's Femgang. What we need to see from WeJOTFP is to be a little bit more coordinated on the push, and it looks like they've guessed right on the B-side push.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have Ben sitting up top, waiting patiently maybe, but yeah, he's going to back up here. Nobody really holding down the B-side. There is the smoke now coming out from Ben, but the other side is going to have the Brim smoking as well. Che's going to be trying to get something. There's Gooby able to get Zay. Caden was able to get Che, but look at Oreo getting Caden right back there. There's Richard getting Storm. What a great round this is here, but there's Kai getting Richard. So Kai's Femgang has to watch out. There's Oreo able to get Kai. So now it's all up to Ben. Ben alone here. Gonna have to try and find something. This was great here from the other side. Wow, he's able to get 1. He's able to get 2. It's a 1v1. It's Ben and Coke. Coke has the classic. I don't think he does. Just a right click will win it. He knows. He's waiting, and he gets it done. Coke wins it for WeJOTFP, and we have ourselves a tie game.
Yeah, that's a great round coming through for the side of WeJOTFP. They guess right on the B site push, and then they just get a great timing where everybody kind of backs off. The coordination on the push was great, and it was actually the Oreo that was kind of the X factor in that round, going in, getting kills with the lower the lower value weaponry and upgrading to that Spectre, allowing him to push forward and get kills. And then it's just a great clutch there at the end from Coke to win the round. We'll have to see if they can keep it up. It looks like this is going to be a brawl on A site.
Yeah, absolutely. A site's going to have a 4v3 situation coming in here. Ben's going to be alone on B, but everybody else trying to come through here. But that smoke set up by Ben is going to stall the attack here for just a second, but Storm has no idea! Oreo just taking him out immediately after going over the wall there. Now trying to look for more. Oreo is going to get a second there on Kai. Oreo's hot right now, has 2 kills. The spike going down here. It's going to be Ben sitting there. There's Gooby able to take out Ben. Caden sitting here waiting. There's Zay going down to Gooby. 2 for Gooby, 2 for Oreo. Richard going to go down here, but Oreo gets the 3K. And that's another round win for WeJOTFP as they take the lead in round number 3.
It was a really, really good hold from the side of Kai Svemgang on that A site. And the entirety of WeJOTFP was starting to back off. But Oreo takes the chance, jumps up on top of the pillar, and gets the kill. Oreo had a great week 2 on the Waylay and the Rays a couple weeks ago. He is the carry of this team by far. And him getting these kills in the mid-round is what's opening so many opportunities for them. What we need to see from the side of Kai's Femgang is a quicker response time and not allowing the other team to get picks without getting trades back.
Absolutely. We're going to have 4 coming towards this C site where Zay is going to be at here. He is all alone, but it looks like he's going to get some help from Caden here coming in on the other side. Now it looks like WeJOTFP is going to be rotating. They're going to try and follow Coke here towards the A site, but it is going to be Storm and Kai waiting patiently here. There is Storm trying to take some shots out. Coke is right there, though. What a shot with the Guardian from Coke, but Kai able to take out Coke right back to make it a 4v4. WeJOTFP going to be hitting the tree now. Actually, no, they're going to be avoiding the tree, and Che might be looking for a double rotate here. The rest of Kai's Femgang is going to be going towards that A site, but we're going to have 3 trying to hit this C site now. The trips are still up here for Zay as he's trying to make his way back. So now the spike is going to go and get planted by Wingman, but there is the trips getting taken out there as well. Now the spike's going down. Here is Zay getting contact, gets 1, but there's Gooby able to take him right back for a 3v3. Ben sees that the molly is out, gonna have to send a molly to the other side, and they're gonna be playing mound here. So it's gonna be very difficult here for Kai's Femgang to get back on. But if Ben, he doesn't have a smoke. That might be a crucial mistake here. He's going to have to try and take the fights here. He's trying to get Oreo. Oreo able to take out Ben, but Kai get him right back. There is Gooby taking out Kai. It's a 2v1. Caden has to push, and Gooby with 3 as WeJOTFP with the double rotate win round number 4 and take a 3-1 lead.
It's the big brain call from Che to get them to move back over to the C site, and they catch the side of Kai's Femgang off guard as all of them had already rotated back over to A. And Kai tries to do what he can, or Zay rather, tries to do what he can on that Cypher to deny the push. The Wingman kind of went on a magical journey before planting the spike, giving the defenders enough time to come back over. But with no smokes, there's just not enough dice for them to get onto site and make a viable retake. And it looks like they're kind of keeping their options open here with a lurker out mid. We'll see what they can do on A site.
Absolutely. 4 of them pushing this A site here with Caden in tree and Kai trying to look up top with Storm in stairs. Here comes the ult from Che. It's going to be looking, and I think that Caden's going to be in a bad situation here. There is the tree door open, and Caden is going to get taken out by Gooby, but there is Kai able to get Oreo. Looking for more here in tree as there are 3 of them sitting in there. There's a blind coming out from Che. Spike is going to go down from the Wingman here. And there's 3 still sitting in tree. Look at Storm, though, trying to wait. He gets a head tap on Coke. Coke going down to half health. Here's the half defuse. There's going to be the ult from Gooby. Ben's got to get out of there. He's able to. Still a 4v4 here. Storm and It's gonna be more gonna be shooting up here. There's Che, gonna get more of an ult there. He's gonna ult his own teammate, but Che is gonna get it. There's Zay. Che taking him out. It's a 4v3. Lots of craziness going on here. The door is opening again in Tree. Gooby is down on health. There's Kai trying to get something done there. There's Che getting Storm, but Storm was able to get Gooby. Che was able to get Kai. Now the last one alive is Ben, and he's just running away. WeJOTFP off of the Che 3K are gonna get it done in round number 5 here and take that 4-1 lead.
And a cherry on top of that cake for the side of, well, it's not exactly a cherry, but you lost members. You can't lose members, especially when you're up on Econ. It's unfortunate that 2 of the members weren't able to get out, but you kind of get locked into this stalemate on A site where they had the smoke up the side of Kai's Fem Gang to try and stop the attackers from stopping the defuse, but they just have so much util that they throw on top of the spike. They had the Gecko Molly, they had the Concuss from the Waylay, and the Mollies from the Killjoy. There's just so much post plant that comes through. We need to see them stop them from get onto site like they did in that first round.
Absolutely. They continue to use this 2-2-1 defense here on the A and B site with the lone wolf of Zay trying to stick to C. They look like they're trying to stay, except for Caden, who looks to be rotating towards B, but it's kind of a default push here. You're going to have Oreo versus Kai here in a 1v1, and look at Kai! Able to take him out immediately! Storm on the other side, trying to get the 2 that are there. It's Gooby and Coke, but they're going to have to back up here. All 4 of these guys. Look at... There is Storm trying to get multiple, but look at Che! Able to take out Storm! It's a 4v4 now. Gooby and Richard trying to find something here. Caden going to be sending in that Prowler. It's going to try and hit Che. They're going to take it out here. And now we're kind of in a stalemate. 4 sitting in B. 1-2-1 defense here from Kai's Fem Gang. And it looks like this attack is going to try and stick to B, but there's the ult coming in from Caden. Che is able to get the spike though. Look at this. There's Coke able to take out Caden, making it a 4v2 now. It's going to be really difficult here for these defenders to try and get anything done as Che is trying to get that spike down. Zay going to be looking here. There's Ben taking out Gooby. They know that there's one close. Oh wait, Zay is lost. Oh my goodness, and there's Che with 3 back-to-back 3Ks for Che as WeJOTFP take a commanding 5-1 lead.
That's a great round from Che, keeping a cool head as they kind of get stalled out on that B push. The ult from the side of Kai's Fem Gang was really, really great. Caden had a great ult there to stall them out. But then it was Coke coming in on the backside, causing a lot of havoc, getting kills. Even though he knew, or they knew he was there, he was still getting kills, and that allowed for the push to keep going on B. They got the spike down. Again, we just need to see a more aggressive play from the side of Kai's Fem Gang if they want to have a chance in this.
Yeah, absolutely. They continue this kind of spread out defense, but here we go. We're going to have 5 coming over to A here. 4 being pushed here by these attackers. They're going to be looking, and Storm is going to get hit. That is a Marshall in hand. It's not going to do the job, but look at Kai able to take out Che. Oreo was able to finish off Storm there. Oreo going to look at Kai with that Sheriff is absolutely unreal. He's going to have another. He's able to dismiss out of it. Gooby looking patiently, the Vandal being picked up there. Kai's gonna have to look, gonna have to try and push. Kai has 4! He's gonna look for the last one. It's gonna be Coke sitting on rubble here. Coke gonna be alone in this 4v1 situation. Kai still on 125 health. What does Coke have as they sit here on this spike? Coke just looking behind, trying to find anything, but Kai with 4 is absolutely insane right now.
Is this going to be our 4th week in a row with an ace?
Absolutely could be. Zay waiting in the corner. Kai holding the angle. Coke looking patiently. Probably swing Zay here, but if he swings Zay, it might be the end for Kai.
Oh.
Coke's going to have a look. Oh. Kai with the ace on the line. Does he have a chance here? Coke is going to push. There's the chance, and he gets it done! Ace for Kai, as Kai's Fem Gang comes right back in round number 7 on the back of Kai.
Dude, Dude, screw the team play. Kai does it all by himself with a Sheriff. He gets 3 kills with just the Deagle, and then he goes in and picks the Vandal up to get the next few. That is just a great round from him, putting the team on his back. But the Econ is still in a rough spot. You're down by 3 rounds. You have to be able to take that win and that mental advantage, and hopefully you can carry it into these next rounds to maybe get yourself back into an advantageous spot.
Absolutely unreal from Kai. Able to get 3 there with the Sheriff and then pick off the last 2 with the Vandal. But look at this B-push Storm. Able to get Oreo immediately, and that's going to be really difficult here for WeJOTFP as they now look to rotate towards C-site. But they're going to lose out on Gooby here. Gooby is off of the site with the rest of his team. He can't really smoke it. That gives enough time for Kai's Femgame to get 2 of them over to the site with the trip still in play here. It looks like without their leader of Oreo, it's going to be difficult here for WeJOTFP to really do anything here. They're waiting for the smoke to go down. They're going to have Zay and Kaden to deal with here. There is multiple blinds coming out, but they're going to try and get into the trips here. Multiple people going out there. Can Zay find anything here? Zay's going to look. He's going to get shot. There's Kaden. Able to get one. There is Zay. Able as well, but Richard and Che and Coke able to get some of their own. Ben going to have a chance. He just has to shoot, and he doesn't shoot. Che's on low health. Storm's going to throw a blind, but Che finds another one there. Che is super low, though. Going to be looking here on Ben. Ben's got to watch out. He's going to have multiple. There's the Molly. He's going to have to back off here. Ben having to reset now. Coke going to have to watch out. There is Che. There's Coke! And Coke able to get the job done for WeJOTFP. It looked dim, but they were able to get it done in round number 8.
It started off so good for the side of Kai's Femgame. They picked off Oreo right at the start, and he's so much of that engage for the side of WeJOTFP. But it's the other members. It's Coke and it's Chase stepping up. Chase having a fantastic game on the get-go, playing with so much confidence, and that's what's getting them wins in these rounds. Unfortunately, once the spike goes down, it's just a really, really hard round win for the side of Kai's Femgame. They need to play a little bit more aggressive on the front side of the round rather than the back side.
Absolutely. This time they're going to stack 3 of them onto this A side. Storm's going to get hit immediately. Going to have to get that heal back up with the wall there. Blind not going to hit anybody, but they are going to get it back. And look at this. We're going to get a push through link here. It's going to be Zay and Ben with the smoke off, and now they're going to try and push back to the A site. Oh my goodness, back and forth they go. Oreo going to be pushing here. Oreo going to get taken out by Kai, but not before getting Kaden to make it a 4v4. Now look at Ben. He's going to try and spray. He gets 2! Oh my goodness, Ben with the collateral takes out 2 of WeJOTFP, and that's going to make it a 4v2 here with only Coke and Che alive. Now Che goes down to Storm. Coke able to get Storm right back though to make it a 3v1. Coke has had some serious plays in previous tournaments before. He's going to have another one here if he's going to try and increase the lead here for WeJOTFP. But he's got to watch out for a really hot Kai, but he's able to take him out. But there is Zay able to get it done there for Kai's Femgang as they bring the lead back down to 3.
Yeah, panic dismiss there from Coke at the end of that, and it allowed for Zay to come out and get the final kill. But that's a great recovery from the side of Kai's Femgang. The collateral from the Brimstone, and then the original pick on Oreo from Kai. It feels like Kai's really had his number in these couple rounds here at the start. That's a great play. What we need to see from them is to continue being aggressive. You can't keep defaulting back to this style you were playing at the beginning, as we're getting some interesting lineups here.
Yeah, I don't know what Zay's trying.
Aggressive on the front end.
Yeah, definitely. Not sure what Zay was trying to do there, but he's going to have to watch out because here comes 5 of the team. Oreo doesn't realize he's not there. Oh my goodness, look at Zay. Able to pick 1, able to pick 2, able to pick 3. Unbelievable Zay. How is he able to do it? What a play, what a setup from Zay there on the Cypher. Che trying to throw out that blind, not going to have anything doing. Does Zay have another shot in him here to try and peek against Che, who has been strong, looking. Oh, it's going to be Coke taking out Zay, but a great 3K nonetheless. Still a 4v2. Kai's going to get it done there on Che, and now it's only Coke, the last one alive here at a 4v1. And WeJOTFP have to be scratching their heads right now. How in the world has Kai's Femgang been able to come back here? The eye coming out from Kaden, taken out by Coke as the spike sits in the waterfall of this C site here, Coke just doesn't really have any idea on what to do. The Ben smoke is up there. Kai waiting patiently here on top of boxes. Storm looking to try and find something here as 27 seconds remain here. Coke sitting and waiting patiently on the mound side. Can he find anything here? I mean, there's not really much chance of him with how slow he is pushing this, but he can maybe try and take them out here. There's one on Storm. Looking for another. Caden maybe thinking of a swing here. Kai's going to be up top. They're going to throw out that molly. And at this point, I think you just got to save the gun. As Kai's Fem Gang is able to win round number 10 here. Coke trying to find something. The one tap by Kai, not going to get hit. Oh my goodness, looked away. Little bit of shenanigans there, but nonetheless, Kai's Fem Gang right back into this game.
Great discipline there at the end of the round to prevent Coke from having a chance. You know, playing the smoke and then just everybody holding angles, nobody pushing forward and getting too aggressive. But, Zay, I apologize. You can put any kind of trip down that you want because it was your 3K that secured that round at the beginning, completely denying the push and allowing your team to come back through and hold that spike down. We need to keep seeing more of it. It's taken a lot of heroic plays for them to get to this point. We need them to be a little bit more consistent in the mid-round. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Absolutely. They're going to try and punish Ben here. Going to be alone on that B side. They're not going to be afraid of this push. Ben looking lost there. Has to just run away. Storm is going to be pushing up as well. But look at Oreo here sitting and waiting with that judge. That might be a bad play. Oh, he's going to get one. But Storm right there on the take back. So 4v4 situation. Storm going to ult here. Going to be a big ult as it looks like Coke is going to get taken out by Zay. There's Storm though, able to get Gooby. 4v2 situation with Che and Richard, the last two alive here. But the Richard ult going to be pushing there. There is Zay trying to get it done. Oh, with only a classic. How was Richard able to stay alive there? Nobody going to get on there. It's all up to Richard here on 5 health. I don't know if he's going to have any kind of chance here. That might have to do it there. They're going to be pushing. He's got, oh my goodness, wait, he got the spike off. Is there enough time? Oh my gosh! Richard! What a clutch with the classic! Are you kidding me? The GOAT does it again!
That's why we call him the GOAT. The calm-headed, cold-blooded killer right at the end of that round. It was great util from Storm to deny the push, but there was just enough of an angle for him to push through. And then through the smoke, gets the head tap with the man to secure the round. Tap. Oh my gosh, Richard. Keeping your team in it. 1 round left. Everybody's got guns. Let's see what happens.
Unreal. They are able to increase their lead there. WeJOTFP. I can't believe that they just got that done as they're now looking to push the A site with all of these ults. But look at the ult from Ben there, and now Kai! Kai's gonna get hit with the Che ult. Caden's gonna have to protect there. Oreo is able to get Ben though. What a play, but Kai is coming back alive. He's gonna have to look on the other side. There's Caden able to take out Oreo to make it a 4v4. Storm gonna go down to Coke here though. Che gonna get taken out by Zay. And Kai gonna get Che there. Oh my goodness, look at this. Kai's Fem Gang able to get multiple, and Coke not even on the site. Oh my goodness, Kai is going to defuse it. 1 little bit left, and it's not going to get it done. Kai's Fem Gang wins round number 12 there. And look at Richard, going to get a little bit of a momentum boost there with a 3K. But nonetheless, let's go to the Fat Gerard Fat Stat of the half here. And taking a look at Kai's Fem Gang. Kai leading the way with 18 and 8. Has played absolutely unreal. But, you know, it's been a well-executed game here from WeJOTFP. We have Coke leading the way there at 12 and 6. But it's been the support of Richard, Che, and Oreo. They might be even and a little bit under even right now. But they have been playing exceptionally well and have clutched up when they needed to. And that's why they have the lead right now, Haddock.
Yeah, Coke's stats might be a little bit inflated with him being alive at the end of every round. It's Oreo that's kind of making a lot of the pushes come through. And the end of that half was played really, really cleanly by Kai's Fem Gang as they're going to get contact here on Mound.
Yeah, absolutely. On the other side, Coke is going to be looking. He's going to get 2! Unbelievable. He dismisses out, and he's going to be able to get behind the box with only taking a little bit of damage. Now on the other side, Che looking to come out, but there's Kai on the backside as Zay is trying to push Coke here. Coke looking, trying to get some shots. The blind out from Kai as we have a 4v3 situation. Richard going to be putting down that turret, and it can be lethal here in these rounds where you only have a small amount of gun usage. We're going to have Ben in Waterfall. It's going to be, or excuse me, Gooby in Waterfall. It's going to be Oreo on the backside of Mound. They are going to smoke off Kai here as he's going to try and get a look, but Oreo able to take off Ben. There is Kai able to get Coke. 3v2 situation here. Zay able to take out Oreo to make it a 2v2. Richard looking patiently, gonna have to watch out in this smoke here. He's able to get the shot off. It's all up to Zay. Can he get it done? Zay's able to get Gooby. Can he get Richard? Oh my goodness, they're out of ammo! But look at Zay! Zay with 5 health gets it done for Kai's Fam Gang, and they are gonna make it a 6-7 game.
6-7 game, but it's Zay at the end of that with a crazy clutch back and forth. I think Coke heard me. I was just trying to say that I felt like his stats have been a little bit inflated from being the last alive last half, but he makes a big dent at the beginning of that round, and then it's Zay and Kai rather coming through at the end to kind of clutch it up. Besides that, but right now it looks like Kai's Fem Gang has a really good hold on this map with only one on site.
Absolutely, they're doing their absolute best to try and come back into this game. Kai trying to find anything here. Oreo going to be in a bad spot, and down he goes to Kai there. And an absolute A takeover here as we're going to have 2 on the flank. Ben sitting stairs with Richard looking up top. But that is where Kai is going to be. There's Zay taking out Gooby. Richard going to go down here. There is Zay taking out Che as well. 2 apiece here for Kai and Zay, as Coke is going to be the last one alive here. Looking at tree door with Storm and Caden waiting in the wings. There is Storm trying to get his shot. But wow, look at Coke finding a way here. But there is Zay looking again. And Zay with 3 as Kai's Fem Gang tie it up here in round number 14.
Zay and Kai continue their reign of terror, clawing their team way back into this from way down. They were down, I think, almost 4 or 5 rounds at one point, but they've executed these last several rounds masterfully, getting themselves back into it. And it's just kind of an uncoordinated push coming through, or a coordinated push, rather, coming through from the side of Kai's Fem Gang, and then an uncoordinated retake. We need to see the same kind of teamwork that they were using with Che, playing off the smokes on the attacking side as they do on these retakes. They don't have as much pressure to stop the plant as Kai's did on the other side, but they do need to play more together to get the retake down.
Absolutely. They are looking to push this C site here in round number 15. And now they're going to change it up to a B site. But that is where Che is going to be waiting. Zay going to look to push out. But Che waiting in the wings there. Going to be putting that molly down. And it's going to do a little bit of damage. As the blind is also going to hit multiple. Wingman coming in. Great use of the utility here by Che. Not going to get any more shots off there. But it looks like Kai's Fem Gang are in a bit of a precarious spot. I don't know how Ben was able to get out of there. Kai waiting. He's going to maybe try and find a peek here. So is Che. There's the peek, and look at the shot from Che. What a wall bang. Che's got 2. Che looking for more on Ben, but there's Gooby able to take out Storm. Now it's a 5v2 with Ben and Caden the last 2 alive. Caden's got to look on the backside. There is Caden going down, and Che gets the 3K. A flawless round there for WeJOTFP as they take the lead back here in round number 15.
Kai's Fem Gang tried to do a fast exec onto C and then the quick push back over to B side. I was going to make a comment on how quickly they were moving, but that gets stalled out instantly by Che. Getting the pick, throwing down the molly, and then perfectly spacing every bit of util in the Gecko kit to stop the push. And then the kills come through at the end. Great hold by the side of WeJOTFP. But it's looking like a much more straightforward push onto the A side for this round.
Definitely going to be an A-sided push here for the side of Kai's Fem Gang. They're going to get that spot out. But wow, look at Storm able to pick off Oreo almost immediately there. This attack heating up as it looks like it's only going to be Coke getting Ben on the backside though. Now they know where these defenders are at. You're going to have 1 on the flank, which is Coke. But here comes the rest of them. Che going to try and throw out that smoke. Now going to be throwing that molly towards drop. Che, wow, able to take care of Kai, but Storm was able to get Gooby. And there is Coke taking out Storm. There's Zay getting Richard. There is Caden going down to Coke. Coke with a 3K. It's all up to Zay here. Zay about to get him, but no! It's Coke with 4! As it's gonna be WeJOTFP winning round number 16 here and taking a 9-7 lead.
Right as Kai's Fem Gang started to get their feet underneath them, the rug gets pulled right back out. And it's Kai and Che doing a lot of that work. Kai and Zay, rather. No, sorry. I'm correct. Sorry, Coke and Che. But the Reyna doing a lot of work, getting on site, getting those kills. The util from Che is really just doing so much work for this team. They need to keep it up if they want to have a chance. The Econ is in a decent spot because the other team is forced into this 4-spy scenario. It is a must-win round for the side of Kai's Fem Gang.
Absolutely. Kai and Zay trying to lead the way here. It's going to be Richard setting up on this C site where they are pushing with Coke. Coke going to peek his head for a second, but I don't know if Kai really saw it there. On the other side, WeJOTFP trying to hold serve here with this KJ utility, but Storm is going to be pushing in. Going to be low health here. And look at that. Richard able to take care of the Storm ult almost immediately. Kai gonna get hit here. There is, wow, look at the trip. It's, oh my goodness, so many kills going out. I see a Richard kill with the bot. Oh my goodness, Che gonna get hit, hurts, taken out there. 2v2 situation after all of that. Oreo gonna get picked off by Kai, and now it's all up to Che there. Zay on low health, but Kai still full. Here is the ult from Kai. Che, oh my goodness, Che with the spray. It's a 1v1. Che versus Zay. Oh my goodness, can Che find another? Goodness gracious, Zay is low. Che trying to find the 4K, and Che gets it done for WeJOTFP! The voice crack is out, and so is Che, winning round number 17 here after 4 incredible kills here to increase the lead here against Kai's Fem Gang.
Che, the clutch factor for the side of WeJOTFP this game, absolutely coming alive. And I was going to comment on the great use of the Phoenix ultimate, not really using it as an offensive measure, but to get rid of all of the Cypher util, or Killjoy util rather, getting rid of those mollies and, and really allowing the team to push forward unharmed. But Che on the flank, just coming through with those spray down kills through the wall, really denied the whole plant, really denied the whole round. Great play from Che.
Absolutely unreal 4K there as, wow, almost going to get taken out is Storm. 2 missed shots there from Oreo on the Outlaw. And look at this push up from Coke. He's going to be pushing all the way up, and he's going to take out Storm. It's going to be Che on the other side sending out the wingman. They do know that there is a trip there, but gonna have to be careful. They are stuck here in this A lobby. Coke and Che gonna get 2 more there to make it a 5v2. Caden is gonna have to watch out. Che able to take care of another, and Coke with the 3K. It's all WeJOTFP here on this defensive side as they win round number 18 here in game number 1.
Coke and Che coming through like Brian, Braun, and Wade, lobbing it up and dunking it home. This is a great 1-2 punch from them. The util from Che just setting up everything for the team. 9 assists and 18 kills. Looking really, really good on this Gecko. Che coming alive. But for the side of Kai's Fem Gang, Kai's coming through with a lot of kills, but it's really not a lot of help from the rest of the team. They need to be playing a little bit more together on these pushes and play more off the smokes. They're getting kills in the early round, but not converting.
Here we go, Coke pushing all the way up here into this C side. He's going to sit in this corner here with Caden just waiting on the other side, but Oreo able to take out Ben on the A site. What a kill there. And Oreo's going to get another on Coke, or excuse me, Kai. Great play here from Oreo, able to get multiple down here. They're trying to fight here on the other side, and there's Oreo with a 3rd. Storm's gonna blind himself, though. Gonna have to watch out for Che. Che with the wallbang. It's all up to Caden, but Coke secures the flawless round, and WeJOTFP are 1 round away from taking game number 1.
Kai's Fem Gang doesn't even make it out of the lobby. They're so worried about the push forward from the Reyna from Coke on C main that they just allow themselves to get picked apart by Oreo on the other side. It's a double push-up, and honestly triple push-up later into the round, as it was the Gecko from Che pushing up into B main to get even more picks. And that's just a really aggressive round, and I like seeing that from the side of WeJOTFP. They know their advantage and they're pressing it. And now backs up against the wall for Kai's Fem Gang.
They have to try and find something here. It's going to be Oreo pushed up on A, where Storm and Kai are looking to try and find something, but on B site, there's a lot of activity. Ben trying to push through here with Zay, and Kaden Balloon. Oreo getting two! Che getting a wall bang on Zay. Kaden, though, able to take out Che. That's a huge kill. Kaden able to get the ult down. Ben able to get Gooby. Kaden's gonna have to get out of there. Look at the flank, though. Oreo's gonna have to try and find something. Wow! It's all up to Richard here. Richard, though, has been known for the clutches. Can he finish it off here? Oh, he's able to get banned! 1v1 Richard and Kaden. Can Kaden keep the game alive? Can Richard win the game for their team? Richard versus Kaden. 1v1. Wallbang's going through. Richard trying to get the tap. Oh, and Richard gets it done for WeJOTFP. An absolutely unreal game there for these two teams. That's going to do it for game number 1, and we will see you for game number 2 next.
The GOAT Richard.
The GOAT Richard with 2 clutches. As we transition in, yeah, unbelievable B site.
So like the lurking Reyna, guys?
Unbelievable. As we go into intermission here between the games, we're gonna open it up to chat here. Chat, go ahead and drop whatever comments you want to about this game. We will go ahead and talk about it. But Haddock, what an absolutely star-studded first game we had there, and it was an unreal presence there with Che coming through. They played a sensational game there.
That doesn't excuse your early
Che was my favorite in that game by far, doing so much setup for the rest of the team and really allowing for a lot of those kills to come through and just playing fearless, going through, knowing the angles. The wall bangs were perfect, you know, pushing through smoke with flashes. It was just a great game from Che.
Unbelievably done by Che there. As we take a look here at the chat, we're gonna get a my goat comment as Richard didn't really have a huge part in being able to get the frags, but when it counted most, he got the kills. And we also have a comment talking about how Coke is a baiter. Haddock, do you think that Coke is a baiter for his team, or is he really just trying to set them up for success here with these flanks?
Coke really felt more like a cleanup. I didn't see Coke playing super far forward with the team super often, really allowing Oreo to go through and be the engage. But I think that Coke did have a couple of plays where he was kind of going in and backing off. He was really being this kind of dodgy player back and forth that made it really hard to track him down. I think the combo of Coke and Che coming through is what really got them the win.
Yeah, absolutely great job here, though, from the side of WeJOTFP off of some unbelievable games here. We're going to have to take a little break in the Valorant action. Going to make a quick update here. The U.S. down early here to Belgium in the World Cup. It was Charles de Ketelaere that was able to get the first goal here in the 9th minute.
We got to restart
So
again.
the U.S. currently down right now, but plenty of time left in this game to try and get a comeback. So
what the flip?
now
what did you
we
have
are going to.
What did Kai have on his computer?
We are going to have a technical difficulty with the computer of Kai there. So yeah, we'll have to see if he can get back in here. But just wanted to shout out our chat here.
Oh, is he turning on his cheeks?
Really appreciate everybody for coming in here. Everybody that's watching. Really means a lot to have you guys follow along here in the TV Valorant League.
I very much enjoyed the back shots. Thank you.
Yo, I got something to be in here. I'm starting to.
You do.
Oh no, Che's got to get this game done. So we'll have to see if the time crunch can work here.
Yo, Bennifer.
But yes, yeah, great overall game. If Skylar doesn't mind here, just taking a look at the leaderboard from the past game here, just so we can really take a look at everything. You can just, yeah, there you go.
Maybe. There we go.
Yeah, so taking a look, Kai really leading the way here, but it's Coke with a 142 econ. I mean, something that we just don't usually see here out of these games, and we kind of got to take a look at the bottom. You would think that Caden and Storm and even Ben sometimes would be able to lock in and play a complementary role to what Kai's been able to do. We kind of expect Zay to be the second fiddle, but we needed a little bit of step up there from Kai's Fem game to be able to do something there. So Haddock, you're going into game number 2 now. You know that Kai and Zay are warmed up, but if you're Caden, Ben, or Storm, what do you have to be able to do to try and slow down this push that Oreo, Coke, and Che have been able to put onto you?
Now, Storm, I definitely want to see more forward play from him, especially if he's on the Phoenix. Now, from the side of Ben, I'm not as worried because while he did have 7 kills, he also had 12 assists. The smokes were really, really good from him. They helped a lot with the stall in a lot of those rounds, as well as some of the engage. I think that low kill numbers can sometimes be a symptom of having really, really good duelists on your team. And the econ from the side of Coke really comes from a different style of play. It's 2 very different Reynas from Kai and from Coke. Kai is a very forward-playing Reyna. You see him going through and being the one peeking, being the one setting up lines and getting kills. And Coke, like I said, is a lot more of a clean-up guy. He lets the round play out, lets his team do their job, lets the team do their job, and then gets kills in transition as people are coming through for retakes, as people are coming through on rotations and transition. And I think that both are very, very valuable styles of play. What we need to see from the side of Kai's Fem gang to kind of bounce back from this game is I would like to see a little bit, like I said, a little bit more usage from Storm, and maybe get a little bit more active and provide Kai and Zay with a little bit more help on the offensive side.
Yeah, absolutely. And just taking a look here, we actually, in 2 different kinds of ways, got the exact same stat line between Oreo and Zay. 17, 16, and 4. They both played their parts in these games as we are ready to start up game number 2 here between Kai's Fem gang and WeJOTFP. As I do take a look at my chat here, I'm going to have to mention that it started out as a 6-7 lead here for the side of WeJOTFP, and it got a little dicey. They were able to tie things up there for the side of Kai's Fem gang, but then once they started rolling on defense, they were unstoppable here. So now we're going to be going to this split site where it's going to be a bit of a comp change here for the side of Kai's Fem gang. We're getting Kai on the Raze this time. We're going to have Caden on the KJ, Storm going to be playing Fade. We're going to have Ben on the Brim most likely, and Zay was switching between Cypher and Reyna. Looks like it might be a Reyna pick here. On the other side, for WeJOTFP, we're going to have Oreo on the Raze, Coke on the Reyna, Che going to be playing on Sage, Richard playing on Sky, and Gooby playing on Brim. So Haddock, one thing that I wanted to mention here is you have one side that's got a lot of healing. I wonder if that's going to be playing a big role for WeJOTFP, as the other side kind of has to be self-sufficient with their gunplay to make sure that they are able to continue to move forward and try and even this thing back up here against WeJOTFP.
Absolutely. I do like the composition changes. Like even the switch between Storm and Zay, putting Zay on not on the Cypher but on a much more forward playing and self-sufficient character like Reyna, and allowing Storm to do more of what he's good at, of being that support, coming through and getting a lot of that util down. Somebody I want to highlight on the other side is Oreo on this Raze. The last time Oreo played Raze, he had a 397 average combat score. Absolutely insane. The Raze, I think it was on Split the last time they played as well. So either Split or Ascent. But I do know that his Raze was very formidable. Seeing how that pairs up with Che on an even more stally agent than Gecko. Like you said, the healing I think is going to work really, really well for this team. They tend to be pretty skirmishy. They like to play off of each other, off of picks, and get kills. So I think that the healing is going to provide a lot of utility for them to keep playing how they want to play.
Absolutely. On one side, you're going to have Che on Sage and Richard on the Sky, and then with the other side, you're going to have the KJ coming out for Caden with Storm on the Fade. So information versus heals. We'll see how it plays out, as the other 3 agents are even apiece Here we go for game number 2 here. It's going to be Kai's Fem Gang that are going to be on the attack here, hitting this B site almost immediately. There is the smoke going down from Gooby, but it's going to be a big push here by Zay. Gooby and Zay just staring at each other. There they come in, but Gooby able to get one with Richard, getting another. Oh, but Kaden with a great shot. Able to take out Richard, but Che taking out Kaden. 4v2 situation. Storm able to get Gooby, but is low health. Goes down to Che, though. It's going to be Oreo pushing up here, but Che with a 3K here in the pistol round. What a start for WeJOTFP.
Che needs to find out what they had for breakfast this morning, because whatever they had is working. It's great gunplay coming through. Again, a lot of craziness coming through onto that B site, B main, with all of the brimstone smokes coming through from both sides. Just dices up the battlefield and makes everybody play a little bit more cautious. And I honestly really enjoy that style of play. It forces teams to play more together, communicate a lot more, and play off of flashes, as it looks like it's an early skirmish here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oreo going to be pushing out here with this Bucky, just waiting patiently. There's the Marshall on the side of Coke. Oh my goodness, there's Ben going down immediately. What a great shot as Coke able to get 2 with the Marshall. Wow, just like that, Kai's Fem Gang gets taken down to just 2 people. Gonna have to be good shots here. Wow, look at Oreo getting taken out there by Kai, though. Do they get any more aggressive? Che's trying to look with the Spectre. But Kai and Kaden going to be backing up here. Che going to try and find a pick here, waiting patiently for the comeback. Gooby on the other side, waiting with Coke. But they're going to go back. This might be the perfect setup, though, for Che. Che's waiting. Che's going to look, and they're going to find Kai. And now it's Kaden. Gonna try and do the Che method. Oh my goodness, they're gonna see it, but there is Coke taking out Kaden on the 3K there. Great play from the side of WeJOTFP as they take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it's just great gunplay coming through from the side of WeJOTFP. Oreo getting the Bucky kill off the bat, and then 2 really quick Marshall kills from Coke. Again, this composition just enables them to play how they want to play. Be super far forward, because no matter what site they're on, they have heals and they have the ability to back off if needed and go forward if needed. It's just a really good composition for how they like to play. Now for the side of Kai's Fem Gang, they need to be...
They need to watch out as Coke is going to take out Storm immediately there with that Marshall, and already down a player here when you're supposed to have guns up is not a great look. But look at Gooby going down to Ben here to make it a 4v4. So the push still going to be on this B site where Coke is going to be waiting with that Marshall, backing up now as Zay is trying to take a forward push here. There is the blind out from Richard. Trying to find something here. He was seen up top, but there is Zay taking him out there as Kai's Fem Gang are going to get... Wow, oh my goodness, it's going to be Kaden on the flank. Able to get 2 there, and now it's all up to Coke here. Coke with the Marshall, going to be at a severe disadvantage here in terms of guns and in terms of heads that he's got to shoot here. Ben going to the corner. Kaden looking, peeking out. Coke is not going to get that one done. Kai's looking as well, trying to find something. Kaden looking. Ammo going to go down, but Kai is going to finish it off here. And Kai's Fem Gang going to bring it back within 1 here of round number 3.
Yeah, it's a great push from the side of Kai's Fem Gang. They get on site and get the spike down pretty quick, and it's just a weapon advantage for the side of Kai's Fem Gang that means that WeJOTFP does not engage too much in the early round, and then they're forced to try and take, these gunfights that they just can't win with the undersided weaponry. But it was a really smart flank and call out from the side of Kaden, staying back and waiting for the flankers to come in. Really good play from him. But have to see that smart play continue if they want to have a chance.
Yeah, looks like 2 were trying to go mid there, but Che blocking it off with the wall here. So a great early play, but look at the contact as Kai's able to take out Coke almost immediately there to get the man advantage. Exactly what Kai's Fem Gang needed here is they're going to try and push this B site now. Richard and Ben trying to get something done here, but there is Zay able to take out Gooby, able to take out Zay, but they're going to go down to the 28 health here as Ben is trying to push on. Ben looking. Che's going to be up top. Gooby looking. But Ben going to have to back out as Oreo's able to take out Caden on the backside. There's Oreo getting another on Ben. Does Oreo have one more? No, it's going to be Kai taking out Oreo. Che and Gooby, the last two alive here on the defensive side. And if you're Che, I would try and play protect here because you have to try and get that heal out. And it's going to actually work in their favor, though, able to take out Kai. But Storm getting it done on Che. So now it's a 1v1. It's going to be Storm and it's going to be Gooby. Gooby on 28 health. Storm still with full. Gooby looking, Storm gonna be sitting in this smoke,
30 seconds left.
looking the way of Gooby. Gooby waiting patiently. Storm looking in the corner, thinks they have an idea. They're not gonna look the right way as Gooby wins it for Kai's Fem Gang here, excuse me, for WeJOTFP. And they're gonna take round number 4 here and get a 3-1 lead.
Again, once the round falls apart, it's really hard for Kai's Femdane to get back into a rhythm to try and win the round. It was really good stall from the side of Gooby and the rest of WeJOTFP to clutch out that round win. Che getting the pick in mid to kind of secure that a little bit and send it to the 1v1. And it's just an unfortunate spot from the Fade looking in the wrong spot. But for Kai's Femgang, they need to be playing a lot more together. It looks like they're going to look for an A hit here.
Yeah, they're going to try and hit A site, but look at the utility coming in from Richard. And now Oreo going to get that ult off and take out Storm. Here's Ben trying to find something. There is Zay as well. Zay's going to take him out, but there is the Boombot. Going to go down, though, and make this a 4v4. Look at Zay, though, taking out Richard as well. Multiple blinds coming out here. Coke trying to find something here on ramps. And now the rotate coming in here for Kai's Fem Gang as they're going to go through
a lot of noise.
Sewer here. Gooby waiting patiently, though. There is the smoke as the wall is going to be cleared off here. It looks like, yeah, it looks like Kai and...
You will not
wow, there's the ult coming out from Che to make this a 4v4 again. Caden and Zay able to get onto site here for Kai's Fem Gang as Ben and Kai are trying to take care of things in mid. Here comes Coke here waiting patiently. There is Kai looking at him and he's going to take him out. There is Zay getting Che for third. 4v2 situation here. There's the ult and Kai and Ben get it done here for Kai's Fem Gang as they take a 3-2 lead here in round number 5. And I do have to take a look here as it's a United States goal for Malik Tillman. But right back on the other side, Belgium scores 2 minutes later. Charles de Keltaer gets his second goal of the matchup to make it 2-1 Belgium. This is incredible. We have 2 incredible games going on here at the same time. One apiece here. Trying to come back is the USA. Trying to come back here is Kai's Fem Gang. Here we go in round number 6 here. It's going to be an A-sided push here for Kai's Fem Gang. They're going to look in mid as well, where Coke is going to be sitting behind that box here. We will have to see if there's any contact. Able to get out of the way because of that Sage wall, though. Coke looking in mid here as the spike is going to be pushing this B site where Gooby's going to be looking. On the other side, you do have Gooby taking out Storm, but Ben able to take Gooby right back out to make this a 4v4. Here comes Kai's Fem Gang onto this B side, but that's where 3 of these defenders are. Here comes the contact. Blinds going out here. Zay gonna take care of Che there. Great push here from Kai's Fem Gang. Oreo only has a Bucky. Can't really do much here in mid. Spike gonna go down here as Coke is gonna try and push. Coke gonna look for Kai here. Gonna try and find something. There's more smokes going down from Ben. There is Kai taking out Coke, though, to make this a 4v2. It's all up to Oreo. Oreo gonna go down as Kai's Fem Gang ties it up here in round number 6 off that B push from Kai and Zay.
It's really just a lack of aggression now, a complete shift from how they started this game from the side of WeJOTFP. They were winning because of how far forward Oreo and Coke were playing off of each other, you know, utilizing those heals and the blinds to play as far forward as they want, but they're playing really far back right now for some reason, and it's allowing for a lot of that space and a lot more coordination from the side of Kai's Fem Gang to come through and get kills and get onto site, and it looks like they've guessed right again.
Yeah, great play here from Kai Svemge is immediately Gooby's going to take out Storm, though. So a great play here on the side of WeJOTFP, getting the man advantage and denying this B-sided push here, as now Kai Svemge has to back up and try and reconsider. Now they look to the mid side here, where Oreo's going to push up. Oreo's going to take out Kai. He's going to go down in health, but he's going to get the healing on the side of Richard. But look at Zay trying to push up and find something here. Not able to get it done. Che going to be sitting in the corner with Oreo on the other side. Look at this crossfire here in mid here by the side of WeJOTFP. Now Kai Svemge trying to maybe make it back to B site, where Gooby and Richard are waiting patiently. Slow and steady trying to win the race here. Gooby and Richard sitting up top and down low here. Kind of a high-low natural position here, as there is Zay taking out Gooby. So maybe a play here. There's the blind going out. Richard's going to go down, but Oreo was able to take out Ben. Oreo looking to get more here. 3v2 situation. Zay is not going to get in the way there, and look at Oreo with 4 as WeJOTFP take the lead here in round number 7.
A return to form that round. It's still a little bit slow in the early and mid round, which was surprising to me. You know, really you playing more around that sage wall rather than playing through the site mains. But it's a great kill from Gooby to slow that push and allow the team to recover on that retake. And then they don't even really get a spike down and a good chance to set themselves up for success, because the kills start coming through from Oreo and from Coke. So it's a great round from WeJOTFP, but again, it's a short-handed push here.
Yeah, it's going to only be Coke here on the side. But look at Oreo. He's going to have an ult. Doesn't really get the hit that he wants, though. He's going to get multiple contacts, and Zay is able to take him out. So a great avoidance there from Kai Svemge. But look at Coke. Coke is going to go down, though. Che was able to take care of Caden, but there is Kai taking out Che. There is Ben going down, though. Or, excuse me, Gooby going down. Oh, but look at the... Oh, my goodness. Richard is going to go down in the grenade. What a play from Kai. And we have a tie game here in round number 8 after the win from Kai Svemge.
It's just a bad positioning in the beginning of the round from the side of WeJOTFP. They have so many members stacked towards B site, and unfortunately for them, it is a really, really strong A hit from the side of Kai Svemge. They get some picks in the mid-round to kind of get themselves back into it, but unfortunately, it's Kai waiting for them in heaven. He gets the picks, gets the round clutch, and now it's looking like a much more evenly positioned round. We'll see if Kai Svemge can get it done against the defense.
Yeah, Gooby going to be alone here with only a pistol in hand, and he's going to go down immediately to Zay. And now we're going to get the ult from Storm here, as well as Caden. Oh, but look at Richard able to take out Zay there to bring the odds back to even. Kai going to try and push here. Che going to have to wait here. There is the ult coming out, but there is Kai taking care of Che. Richard's going to have to look. There is Kai again, but going to go down to Oreo here. 3v2 situation. Storm looking here. Trying to find anything with Ben on the other side. Storm was looking and waiting. Oh, wow, look at Coke going to go down, and Ben able to finish it up for Kai Svemge as they take the lead this time here in round number 9.
Yeah, Gooby unable to get the 1-for-1 or even 1-for-0 trade that he normally gets in B main, and unfortunately for the side of WeJOTFP, that means that the site is free. It's Kai Svemge pushing onto site really quickly, getting that spike down. It was a short round, and it's just because there was not enough time for the team to really get onto site and push in for a retake. And unfortunately, when you're pushed up against a timer, you start making some peaks and some decisions that aren't exactly conducive to the win. And let's see if they can get it done here on A side.
Yeah, there's the blind out from Richard. We'll have to see if they can get aggressive here, knowing that they have the numbers. Going to be pushing all the way up ramps here, where there is going to be a Richard. Whoa. He's going to try and find something, but the shots are not hitting on either side. Coke going to be waiting there behind the box. Does he have a chance? There is Zay looking potentially. Oh, Coke is in a perfect position, but look at Oreo there with the bandit. Now Kai going to try and find an ult here. Knows that Richard's there, and Richard's going to go down. Caden's going to take out one with Che getting another here to make it a 3v3. Che's got to look here. Che going to get taken out by Kai. Now a 3v2 here. Kai's Fem Gang with the advantage in the numbers. It's up to Coke and Gooby on the other side as Ben, Kai, and Caden try and push over to this B site. Gooby making their way back over to B here. Has to be careful of mid where two of these attackers are going to be pushing. Smoke is going down. The con is out. This would be a great chance for Gooby to hold this angle here. Caden's got to watch out. They're both looking at the smoke, and there's Caden, able to take out Gooby. It is all up to Coke now in this 3v1. And look at the post plant. They're going to have mollies. They're going to have the brim ult. They're going to have a raise grenade. It's going to be Kai in mid here. Coke might not have the greatest timing here. He's got to look out. Kai is able to take him out with the 3K. And it's going to be Kai's Fem Gang increasing their lead to 2 in round number 10.
After that round, Coke might not beat the Bader allegations. He sits in the same spot for the entire exec onto the A site while his team crumbles around him. And unfortunately, for them, it is a successful rotate back over to the B side. The spike comes down, and then it's just some unlucky spots for Gooby and for Coke in the end of that round, unable to get kills on the other side. But again, it's a weak side on the defensive side.
Yeah, WeJOTFP fully committed to the B site. And I don't think that Kai's Fem Gang understands that the A site's completely clear. Now they're going to be pushing on, but there's going to be 2 in vents. Oh my goodness, Kai's going to go down to Oreo. So now the retake might be the win here, but there is Zay able to take out Richard. Plant is going to go down. Che looking to maybe try and get the ult back out, but not going to happen. There is Zay able to take care of Coke. What a play here from Zay. Able to get too early, but Zay's going to go down to Che. Che does have the ult. Maybe going to use it here. They are. They're going to res Richard and make this a 4v3. But look at Ben. Oh, running headshot. Oh my goodness, Che. Che with another. And Oreo finishes it off. Are you kidding me? The running headshot from Che to get the 3K. Win the round for WeJOTFP and bring this back here in round number 11 to a 1-round game.
Che stepping up again. It's a great mid-round ultimate from Che, bringing Richard back and then getting the running head tap and the round finisher onto the site to get the defuse. That's just a great round from Che. I was gonna say earlier in the game about how I didn't like Che going on to the Sage rather than the Gecko. I felt like they didn't have as much agency, but they're playing a lot more forward, being that kind of battle Sage that a lot of teams like to play, and it's causing a lot of problems for the side of Kai's Fem Gang.
Yep, last round here in this half here. Kai's Fem Gang trying to take a 7-5 lead. Meanwhile, WeJOTFP trying to tie things up here on the defense. Oreo going to be looking, maybe trying to find something on Storm here. Going to lose a little bit of health, but has the advantage there on the high ground. But Zay coming back and taking out Coke. Was able to get out of there. No ult or being picked up, as it's just not going to be enough for Gooby here. Or excuse me, for Ben here. As it's going to be a rotate for Kai's Fem Gang. But they are going to have to watch out for Oreo atop! He's going to take out Ben and the spike goes down. Great play here from Oreo. He's going to satchel up. There is the ult. Gonna have to watch your backside. He's going to, and Oreo has 3. Throws the grenade. And just like that, gonna get out of there is Zay. It's all up to Zay and Kai here. They're gonna have the double push. And look at that! 4 for Oreo, but Kai denying the ace. Can Oreo find anything here? Che is gonna spray. 31 health. Oh, and on the reload, there is Kai coming back. 2v1 situation here. Gooby looking. Kai just doesn't have a lot of health left. Gooby's gonna have to wait. Maybe try and pick something off on Richard here. Can he get a pick on Gooby? Gooby gonna look. Gooby gonna try and find something. Kai gonna go down! Gooby finishes the job for WeJOTFP, and we have a tie game going into the second half as we take a look at the Fat Gerard Fat stat of this half here. And I just want to take a look at Look at Oreo and Kai, the two Razes getting it done there for their teams. A combined 34 kills there between the Razes. That's exactly what you want there from your contact duelists there. Haddock, we have a tie game here. It's been back and forth. Who do you think is going to take the advantage here in this second half?
I really, really like the attacker side from the side of Kai's Femgang, but the big advantage that WeJOTFP had on the defensive side is that they were enabling, the comp enabled them to play super far forward on the defensive side. This is an attacker side comp inherently, so we'll see if they can push forward and really use this comp to its full potential.
Absolutely, the aggression coming out in mid early here, as it's going to be WeJOTFP walling off. What a play here from Che, just walling off one of the defenders immediately. Kai's going to have to wait patiently here. They're going to take out Zay, but Kai with the trigger discipline. He's going to wait. He's going to find... There's multiple coming in. Insane trigger discipline here from Kai. Oreo's going to get one there, but there's Kai finally getting the exec on there. But now it's a 3v2. Kai and Caden looking for the push. Oh, but Oreo able to get the push there. Maybe too much discipline on the side of Kai, as Caden's going to be the last one alive. He's going to go down to Oreo, and now it's going to be WeJOTFP taking a 6-7 lead.
Yeah, it's a great push from them. Like I said, that attacker comp really enables them to play super far forward. And then, unfortunately for Kai, the trigger discipline ended up going a little bit too long. It's like the Green Goblet said, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. He doesn't take the shot early enough, and unfortunately, it kind of turns into a bait. But what we need to see from the side of Kai's Femgang is be a little bit more aggressive in the early round to stop them from getting onto the site and kind of annihilate this push. But it's going really fast.
Yeah, look at how fast that was from Oreo, able to take out Zay immediately. And now Kai's Femgang on the back foot here on defense. Oreo's going to be all the way pushed up, going to try and look for something. Storm going to have to watch out, trying to play away there. But look at Kai, trying to find anything he can. I think Oreo is in a precarious spot, but here comes the heals. What a heal from Richard, but look at the right click there from Kai. Caden's able to get Che. Ben is able to get Richard. Oh, but Gooby able to take care of Caden to make this a 3v2. Look at Coke waiting there. Coke able to take care of Kai. Now it's a 2v2. Storm was able to get Coke low, though. Now Gooby's able to take out Ben. It is all up to Storm here, only with a classic. Gonna be tough sledding here for Storm in this 2v1, as now Coke has the Guardian in hand. Storm's gonna have to look, and there is Coke taking advantage of the gunplay there, as it's gonna be WeJOTFP taking an 8-6 lead.
Yeah, it's another really great attacker side comp from them, or use of the comp from them. Getting up into ramps really quickly with Oreo, using the satchels, and that Bucky being a thorn in the side of Kai's Femgang. And unfortunately for them, I don't really see a lot of easy play back into this. You have one Sentinel and two Duelists, and it's hard to say to just play retake, but that might be what you have to do. Play together, give them the site, and then at that point, it comes down to gunplay. As there's a kill there.
Yeah, what a play there from Zay to take out Oreo immediately, and this might be the advantage that Kai's Femgang needs. There's the dog coming out there from Richard. Che's gonna get that wall up, but there's a smoke on the other side. Ben was trying to get a fight mid, maybe. Or excuse me, Gooby was. But nothing doing there, as Ben and Zay were waiting in the wings. Now Zay gonna have a chance here to push up. Che gonna go down. There's multiple shots coming out, but Coke able to get Zay right back. Oh, and Coke gets another on Ben to make it a 3v3 here. Rotate coming out here for Kai's Femgang, as WeJOTFP are looking to try and hit this A site. Wow, what a shot from Storm!
One enemy.
Oh, Storm with a second! What a great play there, as Gooby's now all alone here, trying to get the gun, but Storm with the 3K, as Kai's Femgang are able to get right back into this and win round number 15.
That's some heroics coming through at the end of the round from the Fade to get the picks off of the rotate. And that's what they need to see. Unfortunately, they couldn't stop the push on the other side, but it's an early rotation call coming through from the side of WeJOTFP, and Kai's Femgame is able to respond and get the picks and get the win. We need to see them continue to get picks in transition and in rotation, because that's the only time that this team is going to be able to get caught off guard.
Absolutely. I do have to acknowledge one thing real quick. Richard is on Pie Watch. He's currently 3-13,
no.
looking to avoid it, as we're going to get a B-sided push here from Kai's Femgang, and multiple shots going out here, trying to maybe find something. It's going to be... Wow, look at Ben able to take out Che there. Another big play here for WeJOTFP, trying to get right back into it. It's Oreo getting Zay, but Ben with a second kill on Oreo. Ben's got 2 here with just the bandit in hand. So a great play here for Kai's Femgang as they look for a potential rotate back over to the A site. But it looks like WeJOTFP have made their way to A. Or excuse me, made their way to B. It's kind of hard to tell here. Multiple shots going out as Coke is able to take care of Kai's here. So a huge kill to make this a 3v3 now. Caden looking, trying to get something here on Coke potentially. But there is Caden getting the shot and kill on Coke. Richard looking in heaven here. There is the Prowler from Storm. Ben looking maybe to get another pick here with that bandit. Richard gonna... Oh my goodness! Ben's got a 3K with the bandit! It's all up to Richard here, trying to fight Storm. Is able to get the job done though. Caden and Ben though, the last one's alive. Ben has a 3K with the bandit. I don't even believe my eyes right now what I'm seeing. There is the KJ turret going out.
There's just no time.
Yeah, Richard's going to have to try and find some kills here. I don't know if he's going to get it done. That's going to be a round win for Kai's Femgang off the 3K of Ben on the bandit to tie things up here in round number 16.
Yeah, it's a great round there from them. Getting a lot of picks, like I said, in rotation, in transition, trying to stop them from getting onto site, because their attacker side is super, super strong, and they're able to even it up. We need to see WeJOTFP kind of go back into that uber aggressive form that they were using earlier. I feel like A side enables them to do that a little bit better than B. Unfortunately, that B main choke point can cause a lot of problems for this composition, but they just need to be able to use these flashes, use the smokes as a team, play forward, be aggressive, and they're going to get the win.
Kai's Femgang looking to try and take the lead here, as is WeJOTFP. They're going to have to get rid of that boombot. Oreo's going to get one immediately, though, in sewers. Advantage going to WeJOTFP here. Oreo opting to keep the Bucky here instead. Oh, he's going to look for it, but Kai with the operator takes his head off of Coke. Able to get Kai right back to make it a 4v3, and now the res coming out for Oreo as WeJOTFP have a 5-3 man advantage. Now the rotate coming in here for WeJOTFP as they're making their way towards this B site here. They're going to have full control of it as Kai's Femgang going to have to try and find the way to push through here. Che getting that plant down after getting that wall up here.
Planted.
Zay trying to knock down the wall, is going to try to find anybody coming through, but there's Oreo just using every gun in his playbook to take out the side of Kai's Femgang. 5v2 situation, and there is Zay going down. It's all up to Storm. You have to wonder if they're going to save, maybe try and get a contact here. They are going to get a look. Wow, look at Gooby. Yeah, Gooby going to go down there. Storm does have ult. Going to wait, and Richard going to go down as well. One more maybe. Doesn't get the shot, though. Storm looking. Wow, Storm with a headshot. I think the time, though, just not in your favor. Nobody there on site. Great 3K from Storm, but it's going to be a win for WeJOTFP here to take the lead 9-8, and they're going to have the advantage going in around 18.
Yeah, WeJOTFP going back to that super aggressive style like I said they needed to do, and then it's just not enough kills and contact coming through from the side of Kai's Femgang. They're allowing for WeJOTFP to come in and get kills without getting trades, and unfortunately it means that they're left to kind of pick up the scraps in the late round, which is not an easy task against this comp. You have to, the thing is, if you're going to let them get on the site and get the spike down, you have to make sure that you don't lose any members in the process, because your retake is what's
I'll find you.
Definitely. We will have to see how things come out here. Multiple people going to be spotted by that eye from Storm here. We're going to get some contact immediately here. Lots of shots going out from both sides. There is the utility as Caden is able to take out Che. So now it's going to be Kai's Femgang that look to try and get right back and tie this thing up. There is Richard with a blind there. Multiple people getting hit here. There is the dog coming out, and it's going to hit Ben there. Look at Zay trying to find something with that Marshall here. Gooby going to have to back up with the rest of WeJOTFP here. They're going to get some shots on Storm, but there's Oreo taking out Ben to make it a 4v4. And now just like that, it's going to be WeJOTFP on the rotate here over to B-side, and Kai's Femgang has no idea. The only one is Storm making their way over to B-side. It's going to be a big fast rush here from WeJOTFP. Oh, but there is the ult coming in from the Reyna. Oreo going to be looking here with that operator. Does have the ult in hand if needed. Going to be looking up top. Storm going to try and push out where Richard was. Almost gets hit by that op. Oh, and Storm with a great shot on Oreo. There is Zay taking out Gooby to make it a 4v2. There is the ult as well from Storm. Gonna have to watch out. Kai gets hit in the head, and Coke able to clean it up. Caden looking, but there is Zay able to get Richard. It's all up to Coke. But the spike is down. Not gonna be able to get it done. And just like that, Kai's Femgang are going to tie it up here in round number 18.
Exactly what I said they needed to do. The moment that the rotate comes through, it does come through really, really early for the side of WeJOTFP, so Kai's Femgang is able to come in on the other side and get the spike down. But because it happened so quickly, it kind of accidentally lined up the retake for the side of WeJOTFP, or Kai's Femgang rather, to get those kills. It was a big kill from Storm with the Guardian, and then again from Zay on that Reyna to get themselves back onto site. And again, it's Coke being the last one alive and just not able to help his team out in the mid-round.
He is getting the bait allegation. Storm was looking to get something there off of the chase slow. Nothing doing there, though. Lots of contact as Storm's going to go down to Coke. So now WeJOTFP take the advantage right back. Oh, there's the boom bot. Zay's got to be careful, but he gets two! A collateral on Oreo and Gooby to make it a 4v3, and Zay's going to have three! Unbelievable, Zay getting three of these attackers. Oh, Zay's got four! Can he finish it off? Caden finishes it off here for Kai's Femgang. Zay with four as they take the lead in round number 19 and get the men advantage.
4K for Zay. What a great play there on the Reyna. Getting the picks. It was the double kill in ramps that ended up getting them that much of an advantage onto the site. Again, the retake coming through really, really clean as long as they play together. And it just looked really, really good there. Caden coming through at the end to steal the ace. Couldn't let his man get all the glory. But the side of WeJOTFP, again, it's just kind of this lackluster attacking coming through. You've got a composition that works really, really well in these skirmish-heavy, bruising-heavy fights. And it looks like they might get contact early.
They're going to look in mid here where it's going to be Ben sitting in mid-top. He's going to get walled off. And he's going to get in his own molly. What a play from Che, using the slow and the wall to make Ben go down on his own health. Here is the eye coming out. Kai's got to be careful here as most of them are going to be playing up in heaven. Che looking to get aggressive here. The Battle Sage. There is the blind coming in. The Boombot as well. Oreo going to get some shots on Zay. And Kai's got to back out. Zay going down here too. Kai. It's going to be WeJOTFP taking advantage here. Storm in spawn. Look at Caden going down. Or taking out Coke, excuse me. Richard able to take Caden right back out, though. Kai's able to get Che to make it a 3v3. Spike is down on the B site. Lots of utility being used here. Storm trying to take hold of Oreo. Oreo's going to get back and be aggressive, but Storm able to take him out. It's going to have to be a 3v1. Here's Ben. Take care of Gooby. And Kai's Femgang take an 11-9 lead. They're 2 rounds away from tying it back up.
Everything falling into place to the side of Kai's Femgang. again, the attacker side, they get really, really kind of patient. They try to stall out the defenders, try to bait out members to come through, but it's even more patience from Kai's Fem Gang, waiting for the attack to actually come through before pushing together as a group to get those kills. And it's just really, really clean for Kai's Fem Gang. They need to keep it up. We've got an 11 score. They're only up by 2, so you can't let WeJOTFP get any footing because they're going to run with it.
Absolutely. Trying to get the advantage back is WeJOTFP as they're going to do a bit of a split push here. It's going to be Oreo all the way up into vents here. Where Ben's going to be at. Can Oreo find something here on Ben? The contact is there. He's going to try and find it, but Ben able to get the job done first. Advantage goes to Kai's Fem Gang here. Coke all the way up in the ramp here area, but there's Che able to take care of Zay to make it a 4v4. Gun's not in their favor. Che gonna be able to find. Oh my goodness, Kai is so low. Kai's gotta watch out. Oh, and what a shot from Kai! Gooby though and Richard able to take out 2 more. It's a 2v2 situation. There's the blind out from Richard. They're gonna pick up the gun. Ben is gonna be there in vents though, waiting patiently, and Gooby's the last alive. Caden waiting on site. Ben waiting on the spike. Gooby has to try and find something here. Gooby going to be pushing towards that vent side, where Ben is waiting as well.
30 seconds left.
Gooby's got to try and make a move here, just waiting patiently in vent. Ben's going to be up top. He's going to have to get a shot, and Ben with the 3K gets it done for Kai's Fem Gang, and they're 1 round away from taking game number 2.
Match point.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't understand the split push kind of default look coming through from the side of WeJOTFP that works so well when they go together as a group. And unfortunately for them, it doesn't work when they split apart like that. They get picked apart 1 by 1, and then it's the vent play coming through from Ben on that late flank to cut off the rotate. And it's just great play coming through from Kai's Fem Gang. They've cleaned it up since the early game, and now it's WeJOTFP on the back foot. Got to win 3 straight to get themselves back in.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's not going to happen like that as Gooby's going to go down to Zay! Zay with 2! There's the ult! Multiple ults going through. Che going to res back Richard. Zay going to... Well, there's Ben able to get Coke, actually. So now it's a 5v3 the other way. What a play here from WeJOTFP trying to come back. But it's Kai's Fem Gang looking. There's Oreo taking out Zay. A huge kill there.
I've got your...
Now the ult from Richard. Blind coming out as well.
Launching smoke.
Ben going to be putting that smoke.
Map.
Yeah, he's on the other side. He's maybe just trying to look for a lurk. And that is where these attackers are going to go. Here is Oreo. Gonna get taken out by Storm, though. What a play there by Storm to make it a 4v2. And now it's all up to Che and Richard. Waiting patiently in the wings, though. Caden on the KJ has a chance here to try and find a winning formula here for Kai's Fem Gang. But Che was waiting for it there. 3v2 situation now. Spike going to go down here from Richard. There is the ult, though. It's going to miss. Look at that. Richard's still able to get the spike down. Che going to have to try and get the shot. Wow, Ben is able to get Che, though. 2v1 as Richard is the last alive. Can he hold on? He's been Captain Clutch before. Oh my goodness, Oreo with the up. Trying to get it done. Oreo, gonna get it done! Kai's Fem Gang are gonna take game number 2 here. They're gonna win it and split the series against WeJOTFP. What a game, what a series. That'll do it for week number 3, and we will see you next week.
That one was fun.